Hello, Heifer.
Hello, do you hear me?
Now I hear you. It must have been on my end, man.
Where's
Okay, my guy, can you please introduce yourself to the people watching?
I can try to. I'm Heifer. I'm one of the co-leaders of Sturm, 98 Sturm, and yeah, we're part of Kampfgruppe Kempf, and has been for about 1.5 years now.
Awesome, man. That'll do. Your audio levels seem good, so let's get on with it. So I always ask this question. Well, it's similar. I ask all these questions to everyone. I imagine I can guess the answer to this first question. Are you pleased with the results of tonight's matches?
Yes,
I mean,
to
it's
start very, very slow. Yes, we are. We tried a new thing, tried to challenge a bit ourselves this match, and it kind of works. There are some small kinks internally we want to work on, but generally we're very happy.
awesome. So can you please, I don't know if you can, but can you please tell us the strategies you guys wanted to implement for both matches tonight? Start with defending first.
Defending is pretty much straightforward. To be honest, we wanted to spread out as much as possible and try to engage the enemies as far away from the camp as possible. Um, Basically, put out scouts and see where they're moving and stuff like that. And in the end, they managed to get behind us. So on that part, there's definitely we call it there's always a plan until we meet the enemy, and then from that time on, we need to wing it pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And
And
sticking with your strategy for defense, you did a couple of things different to what other teams did in round one. Firstly, you had the 88 placed in the south and north. You're the first
yeah,
team to do that in defense. So, what's the thought process behind that?
basically in conjunction with what I just said, we wanted to try to deprive them moving around the flanks, at least unengaged, and that worked for the better part of the defense side of it,
It
I would say.
it really did, and you guys, like you said, you were spread all over the place. You gained so much map control that you really did suffocate and ton out on that first round, especially with those quick kills and that MSP and a half track at the beginning. So incredible job on defense. And I noticed you guys were using the people on stream wouldn't be able to see it because of the overlay, but you guys were making a lot of use of text chat. And
Yeah.
I saw at one point you guys did call out because Anton managed to flank around with a fob behind you guys because you guys took over the west, and immediately someone called out there's a flank coming in from the east. Are you using text chat? You're the only team the only team I've seen so far use text chat as heavily to communicate information. Reason behind that?
Um, General reason is, I would say, is that we in Kampfgruppe Kempf, we came back after a short break from Kampfgruppe Kempf, was in 78 Sturm, played with Zip last season, and now we came back to the old guys we played with for a long time. So all of the leaders here, all the SLs and platoon commanders, etc., we know each other quite well. So the communication in squad chat, like command chat, is quite good. Plus, I would actually go a little out and compliment our French brothers. We saw their last stream; they're quite good using text chat. We just kind of took that to heart and wanted to try to use it maybe even a bit better. So a lot of focus on that. With information is key in this game.
I
Um,
You're completely right because usually you have to rely on your squad leader or your commander to relay the information. But one quick message in all chat to your team, all of a sudden your whole team is aware of the situation that's happening. So it's
yeah, then it can go into the information stream at least. Yeah.
And that's what I saw. The moment you guys called out that flank coming in from the east, your team reacted to it. So they started pulling away infantry from the west and started reacting to the east, and you seemed to tidy that up quite well. Sticking with the defense for a second, when you was on the defense, within the last 7 minutes of the game, we saw Entente do a big push coming through the south of the trees. And you guys started pulling all of your. We saw all the defenders start to come down from the north. Did you at any part feel like they were going to take that first cap?
There was a point where they came quite close to the south side in the south forest. but kind of what you said, because we were out in the location we were in, they kind of ran into the killing field. So when they hit the squads down sitting down south of the cap, they started to get flanked from both sides, and eventually we ended up like kind of encircling down in the South Forest. That's not intentionally, you can't plan for that, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Okay. Now, can you explain the attacking match now? Can you go over the strategy you wanted for the attacking game and what your plan was?
This is pretty much where we kind of wanted to challenge ourselves a bit. We kind of came into this match without too much preparation in order to attack. We had some ideas. We wanted to do an initial rush, and that worked kind of, I would say, quite well. I was one of the few to go down, of course. That's a problem being SL sometimes. It's always me.
True.
But in general, it worked quite well, and I think our German comrades in Kampfgruppe Kempf would say, "Let the Scandies go nuts in Sturm." So we did. Guns blazing.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys, you did what we've seen in the tournament so far. You used that ditch line and that hedge line just south of it. What we've seen attacking teams utilize in this first round. So after you took the first cap, that kind of similar to what we've seen in the other matches. You rush forward with your tanks and your infantry and MSP at the beginning. Did you have a plan in place for all the other caps, or were you just, when did the plans run out and it was just freestyle?
Actually, pretty much after the first cap, that was like the plan where the MSPs was parked. After that, we just started communicating command chat. Of course, there's some elements like if you're on the cap and closest to the next cap, then it's easier to let those sections run straight to the cap, to the next cap, and then the guys who are down, they can take an MSP and go on the flank, etc. So just a lot of communication in command chat really, and a great platoon leading by Shakal. So yeah, just winging it pretty much where people are, making sure that we come from all sides, or try to at least.
It seemed to be like the communication levels for KGK were really on point because throughout the match we saw, especially early on, we had the two Shermans working alongside infantry squads individually. That was a big help. And it just seems like every squad knew what they had to do because it seems that every cap followed the same kind of flow. You would start your flanks around, you'd start to encircle, then the tanks would push in with the infantry and just slowly whittle the enemy down until you got that circle, and then you just collapse on them. Is that how much have you guys been practicing this strategy? And is it certain squads know a role they have, or is it all squads are expected to do any role?
All squads are expected to do any role pretty much. Like,
There he is.
again, we pride ourselves on like the information flow, because you need to the information. Like, for instance, if you're a tank, you need to know where the tank is, and the only help you're gonna get is from the infantry. So the infantry need help to tank, and vice versa. So if we spot a tank, let the tank know which direction it's going, and same again. But it really is just, we did this on the fly, because yeah, again, we wanted to challenge ourselves, and like, again, you can plan all you want, but then all of a sudden I end up being in another section's spot, and I might as well attack there instead of using the time to flank around, etc. But the encircling part has been a part of Kempf for, ever since we started. Pretty much that's our go-to, if you can say that.
Fair enough. One more question on strategy before we move away. Then, did you guys feel at any point that you were going to stop doing caps and maybe slow down a little bit? Because it seems you guys kept the momentum going through the entirety of the match. You didn't get slow down. You didn't start to worry about your tickets. You just kept focusing on getting the next cap and the next cap and the next objective. Is that kind of the mindset you want? You want to just play the game instead of trying to reserve yourselves?
Now I can only talk for 78 Sturm, that's for sure. But yes, we get a bit. We pride ourselves a bit on being Vikings, so we're pretty much straightforward. Want to keep on fighting. That's sometimes a downfall, I would say, because sometimes it's better being a bit strategic instead of just let's kill. But it's a bit of both, I would say. Like, the hiccups I talked about in the start was around when we hit the town. We did a bit of what we refer to as the lemming attack, where we had a lot of squads coming in from one direction instead of spreading out, coming in from around. Stuff like that, at least when you play it a long time, can be a bit annoying to see. As I can see, Eric is writing in your tech chat right now. That's a Luger moment. So you take them out behind the barn and tell them how it should be done.
Okay.
But yeah, it's small fixes. Again, the coordination kind of got fucked a bit because got a bit bad because MSPs weren't correctly placed at the current time, so people couldn't spawn where they're supposed to.
Well, you've kind of answered one of my next questions then. On it was going to be based on tonight's performance from your team. Is there anything else you guys want to work on? You're going to take away and you're going to practice more behind the scenes. You've already mentioned a few things. So, additionally to the communication, is there anything else you guys are going to work on from tonight's performance?
It's a bit more. Again, that I can only speak for Sturm, but I would say it comes down to we need to learn how to maybe slow down a bit in Sturm. Some other might need to turn up the heat, whatever, it's depending, but what we strive for, at least, or want to try, is to be as diverse in our tactics as possible, because different units, different tactics, and you have to adapt, especially on the fly when you're in the fight, because you can't stick to one plan, because that plan is always going to go to hell when the battle starts. Then all of a sudden you have a guy killing your MSPs, and then the plan is foobar. So yeah, work on our coordination and our, how do you call? I would say, no, English word is my problem here. Improvising, I'd say.
Improvising, composure, communication. Sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah. Well, moving away from that then, so you played against Entente. Entente, pretty new to the European ladder at this point. We've had EVC in the past, and we've had 7AD compete a little bit in the past, but is there anything about this team that worried you guys and you practice extra, a little bit more extra to deal with?
Not really, because again, you pretty much said it yourself, they're kind of a new mix. We played both teams 100 times, I would say, both in public, and 7AD is a long.
Hefnar, no. Are you still there, Hefnar?
Yes.
Oh, your mic cut out then for the last 20 seconds. Can you just repeat that?
From where? About
20 seconds, your mic cut out. So just repeat what you said, man.
Okay. Well, we played with 7AD against 7AD for a long time, even before the ladder, and same with the EVC. We meet them a lot on the public service and stuff. So, but like you said, they're a new mix, so we didn't really know what they were gonna bring and how they were what tactics they were gonna use. It's hard to say when there's a new mix of new units. So we didn't really plan on anything towards them. We kind of tried to focus on our strengths instead.
Awesome. Okay, so what I want for you now then, if you can, you don't feel the need to, is there anyone you'd nominate from your team tonight who went above and beyond that you would put forward as an MVP?
I can only, again, I was a section leader, but I can only bring one up from my own, and that's gonna be Nishi. He was my AT in the defensive side, and I believe he got 13 bayonet kills. So just on that, I would say he has to be the VIP.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. We did capture his triple kill before someone team killed him. So he was on a pretty good game tonight. He did get a few tank kills, a few vehicle kills, and yeah, 13 bayonet kills is pretty impressive. There he is again on the stream right now, taking out a Sherman. So
yeah.
He's
a madman. He's a good guy.
I'll ask chat. Chat, do you have any questions before I let Hoffa go?
Heifer. One thing, I actually have two things for you. First of all, Enigma is not Eggman. You apparently called him Eggman.
No, it's Eggman. It's Eggman.
Enigma.
No, it's Eggman.
And the second one, how do you pronounce Kampfgruppe Kempf again?
Camp. KGK.
That's fair enough, mate. Just pulling a string a bit.
Yeah, I know. My pronunciations are terrible, but
all that weird Scandinavian, I don't know.
That's why I just give everyone nicknames. It's so much easier to give people nicknames. So much better. Well, there's Eggman right now, being a pioneer, being annoying. Send us the OnlyFans. Do you have an OnlyFans?
According to my unit mates, I have. They want me to have one at least.
I mean, maybe you should. It looks like you got the audience for it, a little bit of extra money on the side.
To be honest, you should get a hold of. I see him in the chat right now. Yak. He's like the most handsome guy from South America.
Oh.
I can definitely send you pictures if you want to.
Yeah, private DMs, private DMs. I'll take a look.
Fair enough.
That's looks like it's Hefar. So if you have anything you would want to finally say, maybe towards the other team, or just some final comments from you, I'll let you get on with your day.
Thank you, mate. And likewise, thanks for streaming, and thanks for the match to Entente.
No worries, my guy. You have a good evening. Good job tonight, and I'm looking forward to see your game on the 16th against our Brazilian boys.
Thank you.
Good night, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Chat. That was Hefar. I hope you enjoyed. I love him.
You're right.
I can hear you. Can you just introduce yourselves to the people? If you'd please.
Hello, yes, I'm the Entente team commander. I'm also one of the leadership team of 7AD.
Awesome. I've got your audio all sorted. So I'm going to ask you similar questions that I asked Hefar. Firstly, how do you feel after these two matches, man?
I was saying to the team at the time, we thought it went excellently. The first game was nice and quick. Second game, we got to see pretty much the whole of the map. So a lot of positives.
I mean, that you're looking on the good side of things there. You got always look on the positive output. You are 100% man. It's not often we get to see the last few caps, and you're right. The first game pretty quickly means we all get to go to bed a little bit earlier tonight, ready for the weekend. So I like this I like this positive outlook, my dude. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I've got to say thanks to Kampfgruppe Kempf for accepting the delay and letting us play in the sort of delayed match. We asked for it, and they certainly brought it to us. So it was a good game.
Yeah, maybe they let out a little bit of aggression for making them wait for 2 weeks. So it's all right. It's all right. Let's move on then. Strategy wise, can you walk us through what your plan was in the first round where you guys was in the attack? What strategy did you want to throw at KGK?
Morale was high. It was going to be pretty simple. Let's rush straight at them. I think the point is well accepted as quite a hard one to attack. I think we've seen quite a few rush strategies tried before. I think people sort of know and are prepared for them, but we thought, that's the gamble you make. Rush at the start, and maybe you'll have a chance of scoring sort of a coup de grace on the first cap. You're always going to have the chance to slowly push up and grind up from the south and from the west anyway.
That's true. I mean, we did see basically the same strategy as KGK did in their follow-up match, but unfortunately they had their ATs in position. Half track goes down, and then the MSP goes down very early on. It delayed you guys a little bit. So after your initial plans of zerging the cap, rushing the cap, what was the plan from there on?
So whilst we were doing that, was the MSP in the half track, we were positioning, I think we tried to position out to the east and to the very, very south. We never managed to actually get a spawn down to the very, very south. It was only the sort of northeast that we managed to get a spawn at. And then it was a case of positioning our squads round to form a ring on the fixed spawn and then to the south and work our way up through the southern woods.
And that's what we saw. We saw towards the last throws of the game, within the last 10 minutes, especially, we had a big infantry push come from you guys from the south. I don't know if you guys saw back on the stream, but kind of a little bit of a panic moment from KGK maybe, where they had to pull all their defenders back to hold back this push.
Yeah, I think we've been discussing it a bit in the sort of plan, but we knew that if we really start pushing from the south, that's one of the things when it's a one-to-one attacking defenders, you push from the south, the defenders can also reorganize and hold you just as easily as you can push from one direction. So we were even thinking about then sort of doing another rush from base at that point, but really, we're quite a new team. We're all still getting the hang of talking together and working together, so we kept it simple and we were just pushing up where we could make progress and keep the pressure on as much as we could from the south.
Awesome. Unfortunately for you guys, they did hold out with a solid defense. So isn't much to say about round one. But going into the second round where you guys were on the defense, what was the strategy you guys wanted to implement for the defensive match?
So defensive match, the first point you mostly look at, you just sort of think, well, you form a big, wide sector around it, sort of squads covering different sectors, a goalkeeping squad at the cap, and just keep that perimeter, really.
Fair enough. We've got a late arrival from DVD. I believe he's your co-commander, leader of the EVC. So he's going to be joining us. So let me just drag him in quickly. Hello, DVD.
Hello. My
Hello.
comrade.
Hello, comrade. Can you just introduce yourself so I can do your audio quickly?
It was a very difficult game. It was very hard.
Yeah. I mean,
it was very, 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 very hard. Enemy infantry was very good, but enemy tanks, so it was bad.
I mean, yeah, we saw throughout the streams you guys did struggle a little bit with that tank and infantry wise. But going back to the strategy you guys then had for the defensive phase, can you just repeat that again, Jim, if you don't mind?
Sorry, I cut out slightly there for a second with the tanks and infantry. I will say from our 7AD tankers, we always knew that the Kampfgruppe Kempf AT guys were going to be tough. I think that was our tankers' main complaint, was their AT guys were just punishing every single mistake, or not even mistake, just every single move.
Yeah, it was Niz, and I can't remember the other guy from the KGK guys, but they were very active on their tank killing. But that being said, Blah Blah Vaping, on your side, he did an incredible job with King as well. I know them because I have to deal with them on public servers a lot. I always get pissed off when I'm a tanker and I see them on the other team because I know they're going to be hunting down my tank. They did an incredible job. They got a bunch of kills to their name, tank-wise and also MSP-wise. So overall, I feel like it was kind of even when it came to tank exchange with AT. One difference, however, was you guys, I think, only rolled out with one tank crew, so one active tank at a time. Is there a reason why you guys decided to fill one full tank instead of having like two tanks instead?
So that, I suppose, just comes down to the manpower division of the clans. We're, I think the Entente is about 70% manpower provided by EVC and 10% provided by 7AD. And then we just look at who we've got active, who's available, who sort of specialises in tanks, who specialise in infantry, and that's, you know, the division of manpower. That's what it came down to with defence.
Fair enough. After the first camp fell with you guys on the defense, then what was the strategy after that? Was it just all hands on deck, or did you guys have like a backup plan in place?
I can speak, I suppose, from my perspective, is that you can, with a lot of the caps, really, you have the basic strategy of a central cap squad, and then you look at the sort of north, east, south, and west sector of the map, and you assign squads to defend each one, and then you assess sort of on the fly which one you think is going to be the difficult one, where you think you're going to be pressed from, and you assign people to it. But that's the ideal. But when you've got a sort of an enemy like Kampfgruppe Kempf, and they're just keeping the pressure on all the time, looking for every single gap in your line, you know, it's a struggle.
I can imagine. I mean, it seems like KGK just didn't give you guys a chance to breathe for a second. They were just constantly, after they took the first cap, they were already on pressure for the second, and then it just kept carrying on from there. That being said, based on your team's performance tonight, is there any takeaways that you're going to go practice, communicate as a team, come back with for the round two, and revised your strategies a little bit?
Well, I'll jump in again. I'll speak then if DVD wants to speak. I think certainly there's a lot to take away from it. I think morale is still high in the group. They call it, you know, the form, storm, norm, and perform. That was definitely the storm phase in more ways than one. We'll look at our communication. I think the main thing for us is making sure that we actually enjoy the matches. We certainly enjoyed tonight, even if it got a little bit tough at times.
I mean, that's the main thing. As long as you're having fun, that is the main thing at the end of the day. DVD, is there anything you want to add to that?
Can you repeat, please? I watch your stream.
Oh, no worries. Is there anything based on tonight's performance from your team that you're going to take away and
Uh,
practice on?
yes, the first year it was on first game because our MSP start and don't wait our tanks, and after this our tanks don't wait the second wave of infantry.
Okay,
On,
so maybe like
in the first objective.
yeah, we saw that on stream. So communication between the team and their roles.
No, if I have 2 men from 7ID in my squad. It was good, but maybe you know I don't have very good English, but I can speak in game. But I have my comrades from AVC. He have problems in English.
Ah.
Maybe it's this for give a communication, for give more information for Randy or for tanks. But the way we have all one problem. It's markers. You know, when you have infantry on objective, we have zero squad lead. He plays the new markers in infantry enemy in objective. And when we lose the point, you, wait. We forgot to talk about this in the squad chat.
Okay.
When you know we capture the point, the point was neutralized, and the point with we take the point. We forgot this. It's
Ah.
my I meant it's just a problem.
Okay, so there's a few
But
things to take
but,
away.
but for this we need play the match against another team for up our communication. But the way I like the this team 7ID because he is this happy. He is not toxic.
I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, he did come in here and he said, he said a couple of positives to take away from that. So definitely more positive outlook than me. I would have been infuriated after tonight. So it's always good to have that positive output and just, make sure you're having fun. That's the main thing when it comes to gaming anyway.
And then now Storm, it's a very strong team.
Yeah, exactly. You came up against KGK, a very experienced and strong team. So you can only, take positives away and come back strong for next time. That being said, the last thing I want to talk about your strategy tonight is how useless was Wabbit on your team?
I won't kick Rabbit.
Okay. Jim, what do you think?
No, it's joke.
Well,
No.
he told us he was going to bring some postscripts and hoodies, which he failed to deliver. Fortunately, we managed to get Willsy in for the second half of the match, but is what it is. We'll learn from that. That's our key learning point.
So not only is he bad at postscriptum, he's also a liar to take away. That's what you're saying.
Oh, I wouldn't want to directly accuse someone who wields such power, but I still hold out hope for those postscripts and hoodies. But it could happen.
Keep waiting, man. I've been waiting a long time, so we'll have to see. Well, moving on from the strategies, like I said, then you came up against KGK. What did you know about this team, and is there anything you practiced ahead of match, knowing this team has a strong aspect of? Ban from PS Discord. You can't ban me.
I think really we knew there was going to be a lot of high capability individuals. I think Nizzy has already been mentioned quite a few times tonight. I think it's just the fact is we already knew you couldn't make any mistakes, but like I said, we just wanted to go in there and have a bit of fun, have a bit of Barney.
Yeah, fair enough. I want from you guys then, if possible, from both of you. You don't have to, but is there anyone from your team that you would nominate as an MVP tonight?
Well, from 7AD side, absolutely not Wabbit. I'll go with Wellesley.
You go with who, sorry?
Wellesley.
Wellesley, okay. And what about you, DVD? Anyone you would mention?
Well, he's a very good person. He's a god of postscriptum.
What did he do tonight? What role was he playing?
I have blah blah vaping in my squad. Anti-tank.
Yeah, he did incredible tonight as well, along with King. I think they worked side by side.
King, King. He's not in my squad. He was in squad of VTK or I maybe. I'm gonna check our screens.
Well, while he checks that DVD, while he checks that, Jim, is there anything you want to say as a final message here?
King, he
Well-
played with Fry,
Okay.
but yeah, he blah blah weapon and King. It's a very good anti-tank.
He is. I know personally he is.
But in the second game, he have a very difficult because the enemy tank was covered by enemy infantry.
Yeah, very, very much.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, is there anything you would like to say here at the end?
Like I said, thanks again to Kampfgruppe for Kempf for sort of accepting the double match on a Friday, a little bit delayed, and thanks to yourself for organising the tournament and casting the game.
No worries, man. I appreciate you guys signing up and taking part. How about you, DVD? Do you have any final message you want to put out here?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. This is fair enough. Keep it short and sweet. I mean,
But you know, I'm Russian. I don't want to talk. It's just fine.
it's fine. It's fine, man. Thank you both for joining me. I'll let you get off so you can enjoy the rest of your night. And good luck in your next match against Joint Task Force.
And the next tournament we're gonna play on map of Chapter Red.
Oh, man,
I
I
want
would
this.
love that.
I want this.
Yeah, I would. I 100% I would support that. All right, guys. I
right,
appreciate you
thank you very
joining
much.
me.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night for you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Chat. That was DVD and Jim. I'm glad they had a positive outlook, man. I'm glad they had a positive outlook. That's the main thing. Right, chat. There is the 5-minute MVP vote. Go vote. We have Niz, who was 80 for KGK. Plenty of kills to his name. Also, Bayonet God, apparently. Followed by Eggman, aka Enigma, who is a pioneer, just because I like the name Eggman. Blah Blah Vaping, who did an incredible job for the Entente as well. Plenty of tank kills and vehicle kills to his name. He was up against it tonight. And then finally Wellesley, because he was nominated there. He did fuck all apparently, but hey, there's the MPV vote for him. Go vote. There's 5 minutes on that poll. Go enjoy. You got 30k points from that? Nice. I can't choose the outcome. I did not know that you could do that. The Polish madman. He's Polish? We actually have Polish players. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad we got such a big mix of EU players this season. I love it. Yazoo, you ruined Enigma. He has a nickname on Storm now. Eggman. Come on, man. Everyone needs a nickname. This is why you should always have simple names. Why do you think I'm called Yazoo? It's such a simple name. I've had that nickname, that avatar, since I was like 12. Playing games. It's such a simple name. Literally, one of the reasons I chose that name is when I was raiding in World of Warcraft, I needed a simple name for a call out on TeamSpeak, so I just went with Yazoo, which can be shortened to Yaz. Amazing. I pronounced your name wrong. It's 3 letters. Yeah, well, you know. Pick better letters. What can I say? Isn't it a milkshake? It's a milkshake. It's a lot of things. Don't believe that's true. I actually am. Orc, that was your shot, man. Again, thank you for all the generous donations you've been given, the gifted subs, the bits, the donations. You're insane. Did Wellies vote for himself? Probably. You voted for him? Who am I going to vote for? You know what? I'm going to vote for him. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to vote for Eggman. I'm voting for Eggman, just because, why not? if you're wondering when the next games are, by the way, on the 16th, on Sunday, that's in 2 days, KGK is going to be playing against the Brazilian boys, VDP. VDP, I hope you're watching tonight. I hope you're ready. It's also going to be on Drill 07, round 2, so a great map. Drill 07 is an amazing map. And Entente will be going up against Joint Task Force. There isn't a date for that match yet. Hopefully they can get that arranged soon. But yeah. On the 16th, I'll be casting KGK versus VDP. And I warn you, KGK, I will be rooting for VDP. They are my Brazilian boys, man. They're becoming like the season, you know, favorites. There's like 2 minutes left on the vote. Go vote. I warn you. Man, that was a good night. I'm glad round 1 ended this way. I have updated the scores, by the way. I will be getting the standings out. I will say I messed up doing the scores for Group B. I didn't give Coalition Francophone all their deserved points. So the standings leaderboard will be posted probably Saturday. I'll probably get it updated on Saturday and posted. I can tell you how it looks right now in the admin behind the scenes. KGK is sitting at the top of Group B with 3 VPs, 6 CPs, and over 1,000 tickets. Joint Task Force is second with 1 VP and then CPs, 4. VDP is in third with 1 VP, no capture points. And then Entente is in the bottom of Group A, 0 VP, 0 CP. Group B, pretty similar actually. Coalition Francophone is at top with 3 PPs, 6 VPs. Clan Dream Team and La Band of Frenchie is joint with 1 VP and 1 CP each. And that's decided by tickets to break that final tie. And then Rusty 40 is at the bottom. Entente, if it makes you feel any better, Entente, you're not technically, if we were to look at all the team's scores throughout the season, you're technically not bottom. Rusty 40 is technically the bottom team so far if we were to look at all teams combined. So, you know, take that away. And they finished 4th last season. The MVP vote is in. Congratulations to, I can't pronounce his name, Niz, with 63% of the votes. He did a great job tonight. We got the triple bayonet kill on screen. That was amazing before he got blown up. Eggman with 16% of the votes. Blah Blah Vaping and Welly's joint 3rd place with 11% each. Lonely. Give Wellesley another vote so he doesn't feel abandoned by the PS community. I should have had Wabbit on there. I had 4 bayonet kills, just didn't see them. Yeah, but if we're going on about what we didn't see, Niz had 13 bayonet kills. You know? And his were captured on screen. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Killing Wabbit doesn't count. I can't believe he lied about the hoodies, man. What is it with these, like, post-scripting people all lying about hoodies to get what they want? Disgusting behavior. Let me wrap this up for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, remember to subscribe, and we'll be back with future videos. Check out the description below for links to the European ladder. Discord, where you can see all information about the European ladder. Don't miss out on that. YouTube, good night. Have a great time, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube.